Today we will be discussing the Vonage Integration Suite for Salesforce. This connector allows you to tie your Vonage Business Communications extension to your Salesforce license. This allows you to track your communication history with your customers, automatically log calls, create leads, create opportunities, control your call, all without having to be directly inside of Salesforce. This gives you the advantage of being mobile on the Vonage Business Communication System while still capturing your call activity. So let's take a closer look. The Vonage Integration Suite window shows you several pieces. Along the bottom, you can see which extension you're logged into on the Vonage Business Communication System. You have a dial pad which allows you to quickly dial numbers or copy and paste from another location to place calls through the VBC system. Along the top, you have your History tab, which shows you every call you've made from your VBC system. However, when there's a matching contact found in Salesforce, that name will also be displayed. We'll take a look at this a little bit later. Your second tab is your Favorites. This allows you to more quickly call your contacts that you speak to the most. This tab can also be hidden if it's not something that your organization uses. The third tab shows you what connectors you are connected to. The unique piece about Vonage Integration Suite is that you can connect multiple connectors or CRMs into the system, and it will capture and log activity for all of them. But today we're going to focus strictly on Salesforce. You also have additional features like enabling click to dial, enabling web launcher, which allows you to open additional websites during the course of a call if needed. Speech recognition, so if you're using a microphone on your desktop computer or laptop, you can simply talk to the system and record. You can customize, again, showing your call history or your fast dial. And we even have a built-in call notes section that allows you to store notes on our system. Also across the top, you have an announcement system. When clicked, this will bring you into our system and let you know any new upgrades that we've pushed out through the Vonage Integration Suite. And you have a feedback center which allows you to send feedback to our system or additional comments about feature updates that you'd like to see. The profile button allows you to expand into several areas that we'll touch on later. The web portal, which is your administrative view of all of the activity that's going on in your system with any of your team members using the Vonage Integration Suite for Salesforce. Individual reporting. These are reports for that specific extension. You have your account information, which shows how you're logged into the system. Most importantly, you have your settings tab, which allows you to easily go in and customize your look and feel for your instance of Vonage Integration Suite for Salesforce. Your auto pop-up call activity window allows you to easily customize how that window pop occurs. Do you want it to pop up during an inbound call or only when the call is answered? Do you always want it to pop when you make an outbound call or only if the outbound call is answered? These are things that can easily be modified live, and you can hit save and close, and the next call will use that call activity you selected. You can do things like click to dial URL exclusions. So if you want to force click to dial on pages where it might be suppressed, for example, if you're using Salesforce Lightning, you will not see the click to dial icon if you do not enable this feature. However, if you wish to add websites that you don't want click to dial to show up on, you can do that here. There are several other ways that you can modify the system, such as changing how large the panel is, how large the pop-up is, and auto close activity windows are some of the examples. The window itself for the call pop can actually be modified as well. So the fields that you actually see here on the screen can be modified by your administrator so that you see the fields that you need for your department or organization. We'll touch on that more when we go to the administrative window. For now, let's see how this works. I'm going to place a call to the system, and you'll see the pop-up. can see in the system that I've received a screen pop. I canceled the call, so it's not running. However, in this tab on the right hand side, you would see the runtime and it would be lit up in a yellow color to let you know there's an active call. However, you notice my screen pop came up as soon as I clicked on that icon to answer the call. You can see here I can log this automatically because it identified Director Fury as one of my customers. However, if this had been blank, I could have easily clicked on create a new contact and created a new contact or lead. Or if it was an existing contact, I could have simply searched for that contact and labeled it as such in here, as well as an associated account. If you do nothing but take the call and hang up and it does correctly identify a single matching contact, it will automatically log that call for you, as shown in one of my other tags, for example. It will simply automatically log a call activity showing that it was an inbound call, who it was assigned to, and what the result was. You can simply modify this and recreate it. You can also use custom templates, which we will talk about later. As I mentioned before, you can modify these fields and you can show any optional fields that you had disabled elsewhere. More importantly, when I'm on a call with my customer, I can click on my history button and this will actually show me all of my other interactions with this particular phone number or customer. This is specific per user, so you will not see other interactions with other users. You will only see yours. If you need to see more detailed information on one of these tickets, you can simply click on the button and it will actually open that task in the window side by side with your other active tasks and cases. So this allows you to more easily transfer information from one to the other or discuss the prior history with your customer. If you need more details, you can click on the button in the lower left-hand corner to open the record in Salesforce, which allows you to see all of your activities with that customer, including those that are from other agents. Also, you'll notice in the upper right-hand corner that we have full call control during the course of the call. I can call this customer back if they're disconnected. I can hang up the call. I can place the caller on hold, or I can transfer them using my phone system to another agent or outside source. The home button across the upper left-hand side allows me to see if I have any multiple matching contacts. This allows me to more quickly drag and drop a name into a case or task so that I can generate another ticket if I need to. And you'll notice that it opened up another case and automatically populated the information for me about the call. Now I can simply go in and finish filling out the case information and it will show up in Salesforce for me. So now let's take a quick look at a prior, which we can go in and just hit save on this system. And now I can click on open in Salesforce. And once I open this in the Salesforce system, you can see the actual call history. If I need to see more, I can click on the actual customer's name, and this will bring me in the Salesforce system to the actual customer, at which point I can go to my activity history, and this is where all of my activity history information will post, as well as any open activities or any open cases. As you can see, the Vonage Integration Suite system will post all of this information into Salesforce, which allows you to more accurately capture the activity between your agents and your customers. So let's take a look at the reporting system. If I click on the web portal, this will open again my administrative view, which allows me to more accurately see reporting for all of the agents that are using the integration suite. If I click on my call summaries, this will give me all of my intervals or all of my time and calls for a period of time. This period of time can be modified from the summary across the top by direction, time and date, interval. I can even set auto refresh. So if I want to use this as a wallboard for my call center, I can do that. More importantly, this gives you intervals where you can more accurately use this to forecast your staffing in your call center. So you can see when you're having more call activity, what times of day, things of that nature. If I want to see it broken down by individual users, I can simply click on the Users tab and I can see individual user activity. I can even filter by specific users if I have a large number of agents, so I can see just my team. The call detail records allows me to see all of the calls, and most importantly, it allows me to see the customer from my Salesforce. So I no longer have to look at a simple call log of phone numbers. I can actually see who those numbers belong to. I can also export this as a CSV file and use it in a pivot table, pie charts, graphs, etc. The My Account section is the section that allows administrators to customize the view of what their agents will see when the screen pops. There are 3 sections that you can modify. The first is by clicking on the name Salesforce. This will allow you to go in and set layer 1, which is whether you want to auto log activity when the contact doesn't exist, whether there's a 0 duration call that you want to log, multiple matches found, or auto log activity, and it also shows you the default order of how it creates that record as far as naming convention. You can move these around to change the order if you want to. Click Save when done. Section 2 allows you to set which areas of contacts you want to search. In this case, we have many different areas of our Salesforce instance, and yours will look different than ours. But it will look at your instance of Salesforce and show you all areas where you store contacts, and you can simply enable the radio button to tell it which components you want to look at contacts from. Below, you'll see the activity types. This will allow you to select what areas you wish to have your agents setting cases or tasks or opportunities or leads or events. Whatever you have in your system will show here, and it will allow you to actually have a tab for that option. The third option is the actual customized builder. Once you've selected from the first 2 groups, you'll go into this group last. This will allow you to actually select from the drop-down menu cases, for example. This will show you all of the information and fields that are available in your instance of Salesforce with regard to cases. From inside this system, I can expand all the fields. I can drag and drop to change the order of those fields. I can also click on the gear to set whether it's a required field, always visible, or excluded. This allows me to more readily give them the fields that they need and nothing else. The last step in this process would be to give it a unique name for a template. In this case, copy of AST, and I hit create. Once this is done, when I go into my system and I open up my record, I can now go in to my system and say that I wanted it to do a particular task. I can go in and say Director Fury has an open case, but I have a different template that I want to see. Now I can click on the template that I've created, AST, and it automatically refreshes the metadata to show the fields in the order that I wanted to see them. This has been a brief demonstration of the Vonage Integration Suite for Salesforce. Thank you.